So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for part 2 of yesterday's series of attempting to mount the wall mount. Now, little things are going to change. So originally I was going to put it on this wall. As if y'all watched yesterday's video, y'all know what I'm getting at. I was going to put it on this wall. Now, mind you, change of plans, I decided against that. And then the second thought was going to put it here in the corner. The width of my TV wouldn't allow it, and the length of the wall mount is not long enough to allow me to hang it in the corner like I really actually wanted to. But I didn't realize from when we were building our house in Burnham, Texas, that watching them frame the house, there's at least 2 to 3 2x4s next to the window. That's required by law, that you put at least 2 to 3 wall mount studs next to the windows. You know, the skeleton of the windows, mainly because of stabilization and everything else. Okay, so that's what I wound up doing on that. So if you notice, I'm missing a part on this wall mount. Okay, it's the TV mount. Okay, the actual mounting for the TV itself. Because of this, okay? I'm gonna show you why, okay? I got it sitting on my chair, on my kitchen chair. This is what's supposed to go up onto the TV. This is the TV mount. So if you look closely enough, let me zoom in for y'all folks. Oh shit, I can't, okay. Oh shit, I'll just bring it up. So, if you notice, I got 2 down there on the bottom, and then the 2 top ones, you can barely see them. I actually had to construct it to where it's leveled. It's going to hold the TV up. So meaning that there's 2 bars that are all facing downwards. Okay, so I got 2 mounts here, and then I got the 2 up here. Okay, all 4 screws. Make sure if you're doing that, make sure that these there's actually 6 screws, and I actually borrowed 8 screws actually, and I make sure that these point screws are tightened all the way down, okay? If you don't have them tightened all the way down, you're gonna see movement in the TV. The TV is gonna be swaying, and it's just gonna look bad, okay? And it could possibly, cause damage to your wall. It could cause damage to the wall. It could cause damage to this, or it could cause damage to the TV as well. If you're looking and it doesn't fall off the wall. Now, mind you, also remember, you have to mount TVs on studs. If you remember from yesterday's video when I drove this first hole from yesterday, if you remember, it just jolted off because there is no stud right here, okay? So I wound up screwing 2 more screws right here and right here. One right here, right above my pinky, and then the other one right above my index finger. Obviously no studs there either. I thought, if I remember, I thought there was a stud right here. Clearly not. Then 2 more studs right there. Obviously not. So what we're gonna do now, if I can find the other screw for that thing, I'm gonna jab the other one in, okay? Or attempt to get it in there. It's gonna go in there. It takes a little bit of muscle power to drive it into the wall. But, it will go in and it will sit in there, so. But I've done it once before, so I know it's going to work. But just give me a couple of minutes. I just got to find the other screw, and then we will put it in. If you're noticing, the tree is actually behind me, or, to keep it from getting broken, I'm going to have to reset, figure out where I'm going to put the TV. I might just put it on this wall. I don't know. I really wanted it in the corner, but the TV is going to be right there. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay, I need to shut it. Find the bolt screw. Whatever they call them. Oh Lord, where did I put it? found it. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of sheetrock. What I'm gonna have to do with this one is I'm gonna have to rinse it off because there's a bunch of sheetrock on it. Worked previously. Okay, there we go. I just don't want to get in the way of us trying to throw it into the wall. Because again, I guarantee too much buildup on these things is just not gonna want to work. Okay, so there we go. So what I'm gonna have to do, right now it's sticking all the way out, so I'm gonna just shove it over a little bit, like so. That's just plastic, it's just the cover for the bolts, where the bolts are. Wait a minute, I gotta pop this thing up, back it up first, and then swing it over. Okay, so right up here, I already got the first bolt in, because that's kind of the one that's keeping it in and aligned. So I'm just gonna check one more time, make sure it's screwed in, which it is. That sucker ain't going nowhere. Now mind you, I could leave it alone at this point. I could, by golly, just leave it as is. But for safety purposes and for the TV itself, I'm actually going to put the, if you saw yesterday's video, I'm going to put the second bolt screw in, for not only to protect the wall from it caving in from the TV, but also to protect the TV, so it gives it more stability when it's sitting on the mount itself. So I might not hit my chair for this one because it's right here. So what I did earlier, this is what I did earlier. I actually took this. You can put this on your drill or whatever. What I did is I actually used this up here to actually pre-mark the hole. And trust me when I tell you this, it actually did help. Because once I got it through the sheetrock and I discovered where the stud was, I was actually able to drive this in about another 1/2 inch into the stud to actually allow that screw to actually bite into the stud, so it's not, not wanting to go in. So this helped the bolt drive into the stud. So I mean, yeah, it's pointed at the end, but you also want to help it go in. So that's what we're gonna actually do first. We're actually gonna drive this into the wall and allow extra assistance. Now, I'm just using this little tool. It's just a handheld socket with a 7mm socket. Okay, so I'm just gonna, and what this does, it actually gives me a little bit more force into it. So what I'm actually gonna do, I'm actually gonna use my chair for this. Be able to, because what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna put it right here in the middle of the bottom mount, okay? And I'm gonna just drive it in ever so slowly. You don't want to rush this part, okay? You want to be able to get the bite in there, okay? Which so far is grabbing on. Okay, now I really don't need this right now, so I'm just going to put this in my waist for now, because really I don't need it. I can pretty much do the rest of it by hand. Because with this bit, it's actually it's going to make the same hole as the it's going to make the diameter for the bolt, okay, for the the actual bolt itself. It's going to actually, it's screwing up the dimensions for the bolt, okay. It's the same width and everything else. So every couple of seconds, what you want to do is actually take it out and get all the excess drywall out. Because what that's going to do is going to allow you more room to be able to operate and get everything out of the way, okay? And it's going to be able to help you drive in the bolt. So what you just noticed I did, I also blew out the hole. Just shot some air into the hole. That also gets the excess out as well as the hole, to be able to, so you keep keep it as clean as possible, okay? Can't really tell I'm hitting the wall on that. So one other thing you're going to notice when you're doing this is that you're also going to, in about a minute or two, you're going to start hearing breaking, okay? That means you're actually hitting the stud. So don't worry, you'll be fine. It's not breaking nothing. You're just, that means you've made contact with the stud when you're doing that, okay? I think I just hit the stud. So I just took out the tool again. So right now I actually just hit the stud, okay? So what we can do, yeah, I hit the dang stud already. So I just took out take this part out, and what we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna attempt to drive in the bolt screw. Okay, I don't know if it's considered a bolt screw. That's what I call it because I'm just taking a random guess at it. I don't know the technical name for these things. I'm just saying bolt screw because it kind of looks like one. But if you do know the proper name of these things, please let me know. So this particular thing is taking a 1/2 inch socket, okay? And what I found, a 1/2 inch socket, and don't really use one of the handled ones. Use one of these, okay? Because what it's going to do, it's going to do that, okay? So just okay, so I'm hitting something. It's getting a little bit more difficult. So, there we go. And when you're doing like hanging the TV, it's good to have at least 2 people. I obviously don't have that luxury. So if you're doing it by yourself, be very, 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 very careful. I can't say that enough. Okay? And also make sure that you don't have any sort of trip hazards in the way that would possibly trip you up when you're hanging it. Because if you start to go backwards, you want to be able to make sure you have enough stepping to be able to catch yourself. So also be careful of that. So we're almost done here. So I've got to get that out of the way for a minute. And also what I'm doing here is I'm also putting weight into the top of this, the head of this thing. So it's also applying force into the head of the bolt, the screw. So it allows it for it to be able to go in. If that makes any sense at all to y'all. Okay, so this thing is not where I want it to be when it comes to being level. Okay, so which means I gotta unscrew that one just a tad. Because this is not level. There we go. Now it's where I want it to be. Okay, so also when you're doing something like this, make sure that it's level, you know, from top to bottom. Okay? So what I'm gonna also do is I'm also gonna hold it in place. But at the same time, instead of just doing the bottom one, I'm going to do the top one as well to equalize everything out. Okay, so. There we go. That should have holded it into place. Okay, there we go. So, I'm going to move this back out, move that out of the way. Okay, so here comes the part I was just talking about, is about getting this thing up here. So if you're doing it by yourself, make sure that this thing is all the way out, straight as you can physically get it. Okay? Okay, that's level, and it's, the sucker ain't going nowhere, I can tell you that much. Carry on. Nope. It ain't gonna fit on that thing anyway. Probably takes a 3/4 inch. I don't know. Okay, so what we're gonna do, so on this thing, I don't know if you can see it from over here, it has this little lip up here, okay? Actually, you know what? Scratch this. Hold on. I'm gonna move him over a little bit. See, I can actually come in a little bit closer. So up here you can see this little triangular thing, okay? And then you got a little screw hole right there, okay? So I'm actually gonna move that over so where you can actually see it better. Right there. You see that over where that light's coming through? That's actually the bottom screw holder, okay? So, what we're gonna do in this situation is we're actually going to adjust it. So I just brought it down and out, okay? So, and I'll show you why in just a second. So here we go. So you got the little lip up here for that arrow part, and then you got the little screw hole down at the bottom, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. So mount and drop it, okay? So here's where it's gonna have to become very, very tricky, okay? Which actually, you know what? So here's where you're gonna have to play smart, okay? I just realized I needed the screw. Okay, so that thing ain't gonna stay in place if I let go, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually tighten this thing down right here to hold it in place so that I can actually get up under it and actually screw it into place. So I've got the screw and washer in my hand. Actually, not going into my teeth. Gonna lift it up. Ugly to lift down into spot. And now we are gonna screw it into place. That's if I can get my fingers to work. Okay, so. Well, that thing is not going anywhere for a second. Now this is just a rush game to find out where I put my handle and screw it. Okay, shit. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. This is the one I need. Okay, so you need one of these, okay? So what we're gonna do now is just screw it in. Yeah, the screw wanted to run off. Little sucker. Come on, buddy. We gotta scare the TV in. Come on. Play nice. Okay, there we go. Now she's going in, okay? Okay, so there we go. She screwed in. And while I got her there, the thing is I unplugged her because I needed to be able to get her up there. So let me just level y'all out. So, put y'all over there. So, TV cable. Wrong cable. I don't know which one it was the last one. Okay, so while I got her in that position, I'm gonna go ahead and plug her back up again. And I did take the legs off of this thing because I just doing what I'm showing. There we go. Okay, so let's see if she starts back up again like she's supposed to. So okay, so there's the remote. And let's see if she starts back up again. There we go. So there you have it. It did start back up again. So what I'm going to do, I got a DVD player. So I just got to put the cables back into her, get her rewired in. And actually, you know what? This cable might actually be long enough to actually just come over, and actually the DVD player might just stay up on the coffee table. So, okay, red, down, white, and yellow. So there we go. That's that. Okay. So TV is cabled back into the DVD player. TV is obviously up and running. So also remember, if you're doing something like this, do not rush it. Okay. You have to make sure that it is screwed all the way into the freaking wall. Okay. If it ain't, you're gonna have problems. Okay. So. I mean, who knows? You may or may not have problems with it. I don't know. But just screw those things all the way to the wall. For your own sake and for everybody else's sake. Okay? So, I just gotta... Might be able to see I took this lens cover up, the cover off of the switch here. I was trying to find a stud right here, but that was not gonna happen because there is no stud right there, apparently. So, but it is what it is, and I'm not gonna sit here and bitch about it. Come on, you. Hey, awkward. Yeah, here we are. Position is awkward. So there we go. And for those who don't know what the switch goes to, the switch actually goes to my patio. Turn my patio light on. Which, I mean, I barely use the patio anyway, so you know. Oh, you little sucker. Come here. There we go. There we go. So, OCD wouldn't allow me to have them crooked. So, there you go. You have it. So, in the next couple of days, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some putty to actually cover up the holes and a little thing of paint too. So, to be able to mask everything up. So, there you have it. Now you know something. Okay? I do apologize for not showing that video, the second one, but I just wanted to get this video short, sweet, to the point. So yeah, there you have it. There you know now how to hang up a fucking TV, people. So you can't say I didn't show you how to do it. Because if you try to say I didn't show you how to do it, you're wrong, because I did. So yeah, hope everybody has a great day.